hearing to receive public comment on redistricting for Harrison County, Mississippi. You want to make any kind of statement?
To receive comments from the public. So do we have any comments from the public? For the record, there are no comments from the public.
Okay.
I think you're not recessing the meetings in day to day right now, is it?
Right.
Yeah,
our
but-
day-to-day
Ben, do you have any
business.
questions, or would you like to?
See the
Yes, good evening.
getting.
My name is Christine Bryce, Conducting Commission for District 4. Is this the last plan that you have? This is the last visit you have concerning,
Yes, this is the last plan, last meeting.
last visit you're having concerning the plan? And this is the best plan that you have, is that correct?
That's my understanding. Do you want to give
We can
them?
explain to you.
I appreciate it.
Hear
Sure.
that?
We
Can
have
we go
to
ahead
do
and
that.
do the
Yeah, I'll just start, real quickly to tell you, most of them have heard all this. So they've all been involved in it. But, we started out, I guess, if you go back, the census, of course, was in April of 2020. We got the numbers late in the year, I think it was November, December, when we got the final numbers from census. And, basically, one of our districts had a lot more population than they needed, and one had a good bit less. So, what we did is we had some rolling meetings where we had each supervisor come in one at a time with, I was there from Southern Mississippi Planning and Development District, Ken Holland, who was our map drawer from Gulf Regional Planning Commission, and Tricia Tisdale, right in front of me, was there representing the county as legal counsel. So we brought them in one at a time, kind of looked at the numbers, showed everybody where they were and where the variances were. So all in all, what you try to do with redistricting, which you're probably familiar with, is not to have more than a 10% deviation for the whole county population. You kind of try to find that ideal number for each of the 5 districts. You want to do things like not make major changes if you don't have to, because you'll confuse the voters, and we want to avoid voter confusion. We don't want to split any census blocks, and we want to make sure that we are cognizant of, again, incumbents, mainly for the purpose of not having to change too many precincts or anything like that and confuse voters. So we went through that process and came up with a couple of reiterations, and this really seemed to be the best one. I'll get Ken to kind of explain the exact numbers here and what they mean, and I think that copy you have probably has it too. If you don't mind, Ken.
Specifically, you're from District 4?
Thank you very much. Revised, 4.
4. Okay, and the changes that we made this round were in District 2 and in District 4. District
And
4.
stop right there, explain to her the reason that is, because that was the only place that there was really a change in more than 10%.
Right.
The other districts were basically the same population, they were an even, so they didn't need to make any changes elsewhere. So
Yeah, when we started the process analysis, the total population for the county is 208,621. And to get that ideal number, you divide by the number of supervisors districts that you have in place. So we have 5 districts divided by that. The perfect number came out to be 41,724. In the benchmark that we looked at, District 4 was 12% below perfect, that ideal number. And that number, they were actual people, they were 5,064 people short of the desired number for the ideal number, population number for the county. And then District 2 was 3,343 people above the perfect number. So the other districts all were in the deviation, and those numbers didn't change. They were, District 1 was 800 people, 819 people, which was 1.9%. District 5 was 887 people off, which was 2.13%. And District 3 was actually only 16 people off, and that made it 0.04%. So what we concentrated on in this effort was to find a way to put some population into 4 out of 2. And by doing that, these were the changes, and if you can feel free to step up here, it'll show the areas. The boundary of 4 changed very slightly. It just added some people up and around Three Rivers, there are 2 spots. And then down here in the Broadmoor area, we added one that was kind of funky from the last redistricting. It kind of created a bottleneck right there, so we added that total piece back into 4 to open that space up. And we found there was one little bitty parcel that just kind of jutted up almost where we're at right now in this neighborhood that we also added into 4. So in doing all those changes, we were able to get within, we got 4 down to, it's 4.12%, which is an actual total population of 1,720 people. That was the process that we followed, and then bringing in that many people, you know, we still try to maintain minority, well, it is that we maintain minority strength in District 4. So that was the process.
Thank you very much for explaining.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm just concerned, the last election we had on July 19th, I'm just concerned about, we had one precinct that had only 3 voters. 3 voters in this particular precinct. And you had another precinct, only 97 voters. So we have to have a poll vote. And I'm just sharing with you because she already knows this. We have to have a poll vote for 3 voters. And you only had 0 to vote on that particular day.
Which precinct only had
Yeah.
3 voters voted? Which precinct was that?
It was a precinct, you have one in District 3.
I don't know which one it is, so we can see how many people are in that district is what, are they?
Well, yeah, quite a few, I didn't bring my paper.
They just
with me.
didn't vote,
I
is
just
what
want
you're
to make
saying.
You had only 3 voters that could vote for for District 119, put it that way.
So
Okay?
3 showed up and voted, or are you saying 3 is the only
Okay.
number in that precinct?
On July 19th,
Yeah, the special
Yeah,
election
special
to the
election.
representative,
uh, for District 119, okay?
For
So-
state house.
right.
President, thank you very much. And District 3, one precinct in District 3, only had 3 voters that could vote for 119, okay? So when we had the election, only 0 voted, no one voted, okay? Also, a precinct in District 2. And District 2 had, I think it was 97 that could vote for somewhat of the residential District 119. 0 voted. So I was just concerned, I want to make sure we don't have everything set up where you only have three or 4 voters in different places. So those are my concerns,
Okay.
okay?
Yeah.
The process after this would be to work with the county on developing the precincts from the supervisor's districts out on any changes that were made. So, are you an election commissioner?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
When I introduced myself, I said, my name is Christine Weiss, Election Commissioner for District 4.
Oh.
And that's why you asked me, are you concerned about District 4? Yes, sir.
Oh.
I am. And I also taught third grade for 30 years. I have 30 years. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So forget about it.
Thank you for
You're
clearing
welcome, sir.
that. Well, and that's a good question, but that, I mean, we start the precincts after these boundaries are put into place to make sure that those precincts, the process working with those state boundaries, because those have been adopted, they all have to migrate into that precinct side of things, but we have not started that work yet.
But
As
they
a-
used the old
Yeah, for that
lines
election,
for
that was
election,
not-
the state did.
Okay. When are you going to use the new lines?
These don't take place until January of '23.
January 23rd.
Is that correct?
That is correct, and the reason that we had the problems you would have had in July is that in 2010 and 2013, when we adopted the new boundaries, we adopted them before the state adopted their boundaries, so that's why there's probably that overlap this time. But hopefully, we will correct that this time, so that they don't roll, you know.
Well, I'm just concerned because, as you can see, you had a whole precinct open and, you had workers there. There was a lot of money wasted. Money wasted.
Do you know how that precinct operates on a local election? Does it usually have a good turnout then, or is it still overworked and under, you know what I'm saying, overstaffed and under?
I'm not gonna say, yes, because, those are not my precincts, so I'm not gonna say no, I'm not gonna say yes.
Well, I mean, those are the kind of things with the election commissioners, they bring great insight when we redo these precinct lines to make sure.
Well, I'm glad you said that, sir, and please excuse my seat, I'll shut up. I'm glad you said that, sir, because you're right. That means, I'm the kind of person, I would like to be at the table where the decisions are being made. You don't need to tell me what you've done after you finish doing everything. So I feel that the election commissioners should have been, we should have had meetings with y'all also. Kind of get, just share with you, okay? But I'm just sharing you with how I believe in being involved. That's why I'm here tonight, being involved. So we wouldn't have to be discussing things like this tonight if we had been involved at the beginning.
But then, again, though, this is not precinct work that we're talking about at this exact moment.
This is only district lines of Harrison County,
Okay,
5
well,
districts.
what I'm sharing with you,
So,
I thank you for sharing it with me, that these are the different ones are involved. But what I'm sharing with you also, that you should have other people involved that can kind of share some things with you that we are not involved in every day, you see. So I understand that who makes decisions about different things. But I'm also saying that that other people should be involved. And that's at the beginning, not after everything is complete. Okay? Those are my comments.
Thank
Thank you very much.
Appreciate
Yes, ma'am.
it.
Thank you
for
very
your
much.
comment.
And I think when the precincts or work is done, that will all be considered with.
Yeah, that'll be,
designer.
that,
Yeah.
we'll receive direction from the board on the precinct work and how that's going about, but first, they're gonna adopt these lines at some point, and then we'll have to overlay those precincts and see how they work at that county level. But also the stuff you're talking about with the state boundaries, those are important, because those have been adopted, they have to be, like you said, I didn't know that. I didn't deal with y'all last time when, that y'all had done that before the state, so, you know.
is Connie aware of this?
Are they what?
Connie Lacker,
Is she aware of what?
of this issue that you have
The issue you have with the
with the,
What
only
number
the
is
3
that
voters in the
precinct?
precinct?
Well, I'm sure that
She
she's
should
circuit
be.
clerk.
She
She
should
knows
be.
not the 3 voters there.
Well, she's been
And she knows
involved.
not the 97 voters in different
Christine,
places.
are you saying there's only 3 that voted,
voted.
or there are only 3
That could
registered at
vote
that
for
precinct?
that.
No, it's only 3.
Wait a minute.
I will pull my mask off.
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
And I talk real fast, okay? So let me slow down
That's,
and let you all see my beautiful smile.
there you go.
Okay, so, what I'm saying, and I usually have my paperwork with me, I don't have any with me because I didn't really discuss this part. Okay, but what I'm sharing with you all, on July 19th, when we had the special election.
Right.
Okay, the special election. In District, 1 precinct in District 3 only had 3 voters that could vote for the representative.
For district.
119.
Right, now.
Okay, all right, so we had to open, she had to open the precinct
Right.
for 3 voters, and also have, workers, as you know, who are that particular precinct, okay? So I'm sharing with you that 0 voted, okay?
The problem with that is we don't control the district line, that's controlled by the state, so that's a little bit,
But we could maybe combine
I don't know.
those 3 people, yeah, the precinct.
You could, there's an overlap, unfortunately, because you got the district, and then you got the county precincts, and you got a district 119. 119, which is set by the state. It must be a little area that is
Right.
that one precinct that only has 3 voters in it.
That's correct, sir.
Yeah, that needs to be.
And they may have cleaned, that
Maybe they
Connie
fixed
could
it.
clean that up.
Yeah, I think we
pretty
need- with the
easily, I
circuit
think.
clerk, we
The
should be able to
circuit
clean
clerk
that
could
up.
Clean that up.
Right.
Specifically now that we know exactly, that
That
precinct.
exists.
Yeah, that's why Beverly asked if Connie Ladner knew,
Yeah.
Right.
because that's an
I'll
easy
pass that on to
solution.
her, too.
Thanks for bringing it
Well,
up.
I'm sure she does know about it because, we have printouts
Yeah, she
Yeah.
probably.
showing all of the precincts that was involved in 119. And 2 and 3, those were the first one on there, showing how many voters you have in each one, okay? So she's aware.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
thank you.
We need to make her read aware, to make sure she knows that
Yes,
those
ma'am.
3 voters need to be moved to a different precinct.
Because there are a lot of resources that go into that, so.
Yeah, it's a
I
lot.
remember 97 from another, in District 2.
There were 97 that, in that one,
It's 3 that could vote for
Three.
119 in this District 3, okay?
Right.
And this particular precinct,
right,
all right? And then we had, in District 2, 97 that could vote for,
in 119.
District 119 residents.
And they need to be, what you're saying is you want those moved to a precinct that has more.
You should.
That already has
You should have to open the
How
poll
many
for,
voted, how many of that 97 voted, do you know?
0, no mistake.
90, of the 97, 0?
No mistake, 0 voted, 0 voted for 3.
But the
Oh,
precincts
both
are empty,
of
man.
those? Zero
Beg
voted?
pardon? I'm sorry, what did you say?
0 voted in both of those?
If no mistake, now, if I had known I was gonna be talking, I would've brought my paperwork with me, but I didn't know.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
okay.
Cause I believe in showing
Yeah,
you what I'm
into
talking about.
That's a valid point, so we just take that.
Yeah, with those
But I just
precincts, we
wanna
need
put it
to,
in.
we can
Yeah.
make sure some of this with that precinct
can-
work.
yeah, we gotta
We
get
gotta overlay, make
Paying
sure we don't
poll
cross
workers
boundaries.
and light bill and.
We can work on it.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
those district lines could
We just
change
gotta know the
too
precincts.
in the state.
She can give us the precincts.
Yeah, that's right. And I think they have actually, a little bit,
I think so.
because
But I had put them
there was confusion at first over which you were supposed to use to vote.
Thank you all very much for your time.
Thank you,
Thank
man.
you, good to see you.
Thank you.
So are there any other comment?
Yeah, any other
Public
comments?
comments?
Okay,
And recess?
I'll do a motion to recess.
Second?
all in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thanks everyone for coming
Thank
out.
you, Pam.
Yeah. I'm sorry I was late, but my mother-in-law's driving in from Pittsburgh, so I was cooking.